Have you ever wondered what really happens after you die? Is it darkness, oblivion, or something beyond our imagination? Across cultures, from ancient civilizations to modern religions, humans have tried to unravel the ultimate mystery, the fate of the soul. Tonight, on Obscura Imperium, we journey into the afterlife according to every major religion and belief system. From the fiery realms of punishment to ethereal heavens of eternal bliss, we'll explore what the world's faiths claim awaits us beyond death. So, stay curious, because the truth might be stranger than you think. Long before organized religions, humans sought to understand death. The ancient Egyptians believed in a complex journey after death. When someone died, their soul, called the Ka, would continue to exist. The heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth. If the soul was pure, it entered the field of reeds, a paradise mirroring life on earth. But if not, well, ancient texts hint at annihilation or wandering. In Mesopotamia, the dead traveled to a gloomy underworld ruled by Ereshkigal. Unlike the Egyptian paradise, everyone, rich or poor, ended up in the same dim, shadowy existence. There were no rewards or punishments, only a bleak eternity in darkness. Indigenous cultures worldwide often saw death as a return to nature. For example, Native American tribes believed the spirit traveled to a spirit world, guided by ancestors and the natural elements. Some envisioned a journey to the Great Spirit, while others saw death as a cycle, life, death, and rebirth. Even today, these ancient views influence modern spiritual practices. Many emphasize that death is not an end, but a transformation. Hinduism and reincarnation. Moving east, Hinduism presents a fascinating concept, samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Life is temporary. The soul, or Atman, is eternal. Every action, good or bad, creates karma, influencing the next life. Hindus believe that if karma is positive, the soul may be reborn into a higher existence, perhaps as a wise human or even a divine being. Negative karma might result in suffering or rebirth into a lower form of life. The ultimate goal? Moksha, liberation from the endless cycle where the soul merges with the infinite consciousness of Brahman. Interestingly, Hindu texts describe vivid afterlife scenarios, heavenly realms like Swarga and hellish plains called Naraka, where souls face purification. But, unlike eternal punishment, these realms are temporary, part of the soul's journey toward ultimate liberation. Buddhism, Nirvana, and beyond. Buddhism shares similarities with Hinduism, but adds a unique twist. Here, life is suffering, and death is part of the endless cycle of samsara. The ultimate goal is nirvana, a state beyond desire, suffering, and the cycle of rebirth. Buddhist texts describe multiple realms of existence. The Deva realms, akin to heavens, filled with pleasure and wisdom. The Naraka realms, temporary hells where suffering purifies the soul. The human realm, seen as the most favorable for spiritual progress. Interestingly, there is no eternal soul in Buddhism, just a stream of consciousness. When one achieves nirvana, this stream ends and the cycle of suffering dissolves. Death in Buddhism is less about punishment or reward and more about the continuity of karmic energy. Christianity, heaven, hell, and judgment. In Christianity, death is the gateway to eternal judgment. The Bible describes that after death, every soul faces evaluation by God. The righteous are welcomed into heaven, a realm of eternal bliss, communion with God, and freedom from pain. Hell, on the other hand, is portrayed as eternal separation from God, a place of punishment for the wicked. Interestingly, interpretations vary across denominations. Catholics believe in purgatory, a temporary purification before reaching heaven. Protestants often focus on faith in Christ as the path to salvation. Christian mystics describe visions of the afterlife that are vivid and sometimes terrifying. For example, Dante's Divine Comedy paints heaven as layers of divine joy and hell as intricate circles of punishment for sins. The underlying message is clear: choices in life echo beyond death. Islam, the Day of Judgment. In Islam, life is a test, and death marks the beginning of accountability. When a person dies, their soul enters a transitional stage called barzakh, awaiting the Day of Judgment. The Quran and Hadith describe two possible eternal destinations: Jannah, paradise, a place of unimaginable beauty and eternal peace, reserved for the faithful and righteous; Jahannam, hell, a realm of torment and regret for those who reject God's guidance. What makes Islamic afterlife belief unique is its detailed depiction of the soul's journey. Angels question the dead in their graves, weighing their deeds. Even the smallest acts of kindness or cruelty are remembered. The faithful may enter paradise in unimaginable splendor, enjoying rivers, gardens, and eternal comfort, while the wicked face punishment, but redemption is always possible before the final judgment.
Judaism presents a more nuanced view. The Hebrew Bible mentions Sheol, a shadowy place where all the dead reside. It is neither punishment nor reward, merely a waiting place. Later Jewish thought introduces Olam Haba, the world to come, where the righteous are rewarded and the wicked face consequences. Resurrection of the dead is a recurring theme, especially in the prophetic texts, where the faithful are restored in a perfected world. Interestingly, Jewish mysticism, particularly Kabbalah, elaborates on the journey of the soul, reincarnation, and purification. Death is seen as a doorway to deeper understanding, not merely an end. In the classical world, death was a journey to the underworld. In Greek mythology, Hades ruled the realm of the dead, where souls, called psyche, wandered. Heroes might find glory, while ordinary souls faced a gray, shadowy existence. The Romans shared similar beliefs, blending Greek mythology with ancestral cults. Funeral rites were vital to ensure the soul reached its proper resting place. The afterlife was less about moral judgment and more about honor, memory, and proper rituals. Across Africa, Asia, and the Americas, beliefs in the afterlife are deeply intertwined with nature and community. Some cultures believe spirits linger to guide the living. Others see death as merging with ancestral wisdom. Philosophical perspectives, like those of the ancient Stoics, argue that death is a natural end, returning us to the universe, free from fear, ego, or pain. Modern thinkers and scientists often echo this view, emphasizing consciousness as a temporary phenomenon, fading like a candle. In the 20th and 21st centuries, near-death experiences, or NDEs, have provided intriguing insights. People describe floating above their bodies, traveling through tunnels of light, encountering deceased relatives, or experiencing overwhelming peace. While skeptics argue these are neurological responses to trauma, the similarity of accounts across cultures suggests something profound, perhaps a glimpse into what awaits us after death. So, what can we conclude? Across religions, death is rarely seen as the absolute end. The afterlife often mirrors the values of the living society. Morality, karma, and spiritual development determine the soul's fate. Transformation, purification, and ultimate unity with the divine are recurring themes. Whether heaven, hell, reincarnation, or merging with the universe, every culture recognizes the mystery and inevitability of death, and the hope that life continues in some form beyond the physical world. Death remains humanity's greatest unknown. Across centuries, cultures, and faiths, it has been a mirror, reflecting our fears, hopes, and values. So, what really happens after we die? Perhaps it depends on who you ask and who you are. If this journey through the afterlife sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious. On Obscura Imperium, the mysteries of life, death, and the universe await, only for those willing to look beyond the veil.